people who have audiences on Instagram and TikTok, I've seen them come over to shorts and they kind of can get away with like blowing up faster with uploading less on YouTube Shorts.
Jelisa Smith, thank you so much for joining us today to educate us, specifically me. This is like for personal reasons I wanted you on because I saw some of your content on YouTube and I saw you talking about YouTube Shorts and I realized like, yeah, I've been watching YouTube Shorts, but I really don't understand them. And so I wanted to bring on someone who really understands marketing and understands how we can use, for those of us who are interested in using YouTube, maybe not like to be a YouTube creator per se, but using YouTube to help us build leads. So I really felt like you were the perfect person to bring on. You are the owner of J.S. Smith Consulting. Did I say that right?
Smith, yeah.
Okay, consulting, and you do YouTube advertising, which is a real specialty, very different from other forms of advertising on other social media platforms. And you're also a YouTube coach. So who better to have on the show? And you are the friend of one of my dearest friends, Ann Stevenson. So awesome to have you here and to meet you.
Thank you. It's so great to meet you too. Such an honor to be here on Build Your Tribe. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, can we start with like the basics and explain to us what a YouTube short is?
Okay, so YouTube Short is basically just YouTube's version of short form content. You can easily compare it to like an Instagram reel or a TikTok. It's vertical video. You can record right now, you can record up to 60 seconds and it's really
Okay.
simple. It's that trendy, like punchy, like entertaining content. And it's like little bite-sized, snackable content that YouTube is getting into because short form content is literally taking over the world. So YouTube is like, listen, we need to get in on the game. We need to get in on this. And it's been paying off for YouTube because there's been like 5 trillion shorts videos created, something crazy like that since it started back in
Really?
October 2020. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that was my next question. They launched it in October of 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about how it's taking off. Like, is it taking off? Are people using it? What is your sense right now?
Oh my gosh. So it's funny. So what I've been seeing is that there are a lot of like new people. YouTube Shorts is bringing a lot of new creators to the platform, which I think was one of the intentions of YouTube. And
Oh,
a lot of other YouTubers they've been on the platform for years. They've been creating the long form content. A lot of them have been slower to adapt to because it's like different. It's like,
yeah.
you're used to like creating these really produced and like long, drawn out, thought out, well thought out videos, and then you have like these shorts, and they're like, I mean, come on, YouTube, really? But what I've been seeing recently is that a lot of some of my favorite creators that I like to watch, the ones who like really educate on YouTube and marketing, they're actually starting to kind of like take notice and pay attention.
Mm,
And you kind of can't deny it because they're everywhere. And the way that YouTube has been like, they're not they're not exactly no, they're definitely pushing YouTube Shorts. They're
mm,
definitely pushing YouTube Shorts, but it's interesting because they kind of want it to be separate from like core YouTube. Like YouTube has spoken on that. They've said that like we literally want it to be a separate like thing, a separate entity from core YouTube. They want to have core long form
mm.
regular videos and they want to have YouTube Shorts.
Interesting. Yeah, that reminds me of when Instagram launched, IGTV, and they wanted IGTV to feel very different from Instagram, and, like, that didn't work out so well. However, am also thinking about when Instagram first launched Stories, which, I mean, was so long ago now. Everyone was like, "Oh, no, this is dumb. What are you doing? There's already Snapchat. Like, don't even try Instagram." But eventually, Instagram figured it out and dominated, so I think it's really important that we look at what YouTube's doing and not disregard it and say like, "Oh, it's clunky, it's not what we want." Like you said, short form video, our attention span is so short and people want to grab your attention quickly. So that's interesting to know that they launched 2 years ago, and it's really just now kind of getting on people's radar. So let me ask you this, when I and I don't know the answer. When I log on to YouTube from my phone, sometimes the first thing that opens up for me is an Instagram short, and sometimes it's a just a long form video. So how is Instagram or sorry, YouTube figuring out what content to give to you first?
So really, however YouTube figures out what content to push to you is really based off of your like watch what you normally watch and what they think you want to watch because YouTube is all
Mm.
about keeping their people on their viewers, their users on the platform as long as possible. They want to make sure that you are just watching YouTube all day long. They want to keep you on there as long as possible.
Okay,
So
now that's interesting because when I watch a YouTube short, I keep waiting for the next short from that creator. And that's not happening, like, I have to so then 'cause again, I don't even know how to navigate on it, but so, for exa I watched one of your shorts, and then I did my normal, like, scroll movement with my finger like you would on to go to the next story or the next whatever short, and now I'm on another creator's short, and I'm like, "Where's Jalisa's? Well, how do I watch the rest of Jalisa's shorts?" So, first of all, do they disappear?
they don't disappear.
So how come I couldn't see the rest of yours? I don't know what I'm doing.
Honestly, Chalene, that's one of the okay, that's one of the gripes that I have with the whole YouTube Shorts thing. I think that they're
Okay,
still
good.
building it out. They've been speaking on a lot of different features. Like people are asking, especially the people who do like YouTube Shorts and the people who are consuming and creating, they're asking like, "Hey, when are we going to get this feature? When are we going to be able to have a thumbnail? When are we going to be able to have a cover? You know, things like that. When are the filters going to get better?"
Ah,
I mean, come on. Uh we all
ah,
why do we love Snapchat? It's because of the filters. Like what's one of the things that we love about Instagram Reels? It's the filters. Like YouTube, what are
yeah.
you guys doing? It can't be that hard. But what I really, really like, well, actually, wait, back to your question with the YouTube Shorts, that's been a gripe that I've had as well because I've spent
So how do I navigate on them?
that's the thing. So I've spent some time, like even on my phone, just looking on the YouTube app. Now what they have is on the YouTube app. If you log into your app and you look at the bottom left hand side to the side where they have like the little create button, and then to the left side it'll be shorts. Like that's new. That's
Okay, so if you're listening to this right now, or if you're watching this on your desktop, grab your phone. If you're listening to this on your podcast, grab your phone. I always say to do this when you're, listening to a show like this. Otherwise, you're not going to figure it out. All right, so Jaleesa, walk us through it. I'm on YouTube right now.
so you're on YouTube, right? And as long as you have the latest updated version. Okay, let me
Okay.
caveat that. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at the bottom of the screen, right on the right side of the home, and then the
Yep.
left side of the create button.
Okay. Yes.
Right. I don't know if you can see me on the
Shorts.
screen. It's
Yes.
right there. So
Okay.
that's how you can that's pretty much their feed. That's the shorts feed right there. And you can kind of
Okay.
just scroll through and see all the different creators. Now,
Are these showing up for me in chronological order?
I don't know what order they're showing up, Shalene. I'm gonna be honest,
Mm,
because the way that
yeah,
I viewed it, I can see a short that somebody created months ago. Like that's the
for
first thing
sure.
that'll come up on my feed is a short that they created 5 months ago. And then what's really clunky about this, honestly, and I want them to improve on this, is that I think that you're just seeing the most popular content, to be quite honest. I think
That's what it looks like right now as I'm scrolling. These are all shorts that have massive views.
massive views, you're gonna be seeing the most popular content first, which may have been how TikTok did it at first. I don't know. I wasn't an early adopter to TikTok.
So is this almost like when I hit that shorts button at the bottom of my screen and I
Mhm.
start scrolling, it's almost like looking at the For You page?
Yeah.
TikTok kind of?
It's very
Okay, and
similar
is there
to
a
that.
way for me to just look at shorts of people that I subscribe to their channel?
No, because that's the thing. So if the people like some of my favorite creators don't even create shorts on a regular basis.
Mm,
So what I think YouTube is doing is they just want to get the eyeballs on the shorts first. They just want to make sure people are using it, people are starting to love it and get used to it and consume it. And then I think they're going to really work on this algorithm. Although I hope they're going to work on the algorithm because that's one of the great things about Reels and TikToks. Like we just it's like the app knows what we like, you know?
yes, it does, it's ridiculous. I'm like, "Get out of my head. How did you know I wanted this?"
That's what I mean, and I'm like, they have the technology to do this, so
But they are pushing shorts, and do you have any sense of, what percentage? I mean, probably not an exact percentage, but is there an opportunity because very few people are using it? Is there an opportunity for those people who are early adapters?
I wanna say that there is, honestly, but there's a thing. So I wanna say if you're willing to create a shorts only channel, if you wanna
Ah,
create a
wait a
shorts
second. Okay, shorts only. You can do that?
that's a thing. That's a thing. That's a thing. It's a thing.
That's a great thing because, there's gonna be a lot of people listening right now who are like, I've never had time for long form video. I'm not a long form video kind of girl, and, I'm already doing Instagram or TikTok, and so I'm not gonna take on this other big monstrous, undertaking of growing a long form YouTube channel, but I've got a lot of content I can repurpose. Can you repurpose?
You can. You can
Okay.
repurpose, although of course we still want to remove the watermarks from other sites like Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. Of course.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of opportunity for growth. What I've been seeing is that the channels that have well, I'm sorry, the yeah, the YouTube channels that solely create shorts, that's how I want to say this.
Okay.
They are the ones that are blowing up faster. You know, they're the ones that are blowing up faster, they're
Interesting.
getting the most views. The only thing with that is that you just have to have an end goal in mind. Now, my clients are the ones who they're coaches, they're consultants. They want to start a business. They're not just trying to go viral and just create content and just really fun, entertaining, like trendy content. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of that on there. But I've started to follow this doctor, and he's creating doctor content, and it's similar to like the educational content like that you will see on other platforms.
Sure.
So it's the same kind of thing. And the easiest way to create this is literally to just whip out your phone and whip out the camera on your phone and just record that one vertical video. And then you can upload that to, the different sites. And you can use the same video for the, different sites, as long as that's a way to kind of like not have the watermark. At least that's
I
how
see.
I
So
do it.
this is a pro tip, and I think it's a good reminder because so many of us we just get comfortable with the platform that we're using, and we start recording in those platforms, and then you just first of all you risk losing the content, the platform crashing, and then you have
Mhm.
that extra added step of having to remove a watermark and whoever else. I'm sure there's other ways that AI can tell, oh, this wasn't recorded on our platform. There's got to be.
Yeah.
So pro tip is get in the habit of recording this stuff on your regular phone, even if you're so bummed out that there isn't a filter, because when you upload it, you can add that filter.
I have another tip for that. Okay. So, because I do love a good filter, I don't want to do a beat face every day. So, what I do is sometimes I'll record natively on Instagram. I'll record the reel, but I won't post it. I'll just save it. So,
Sure.
you can't save it with the sound, but you can save it with the filter.
Right.
Okay. So, you can upload the sound later. You can do InShot or whatever you want to use, but
Yeah.
that's how I do it to work around that.
And InShot, is that your favorite editing tool for your
Yes.
phone?
Love it.
Yeah. InShot and Video Leap, those are my two favorites. Okay. So tell me, have we established some best practices for YouTube Shorts? For example, Instagram. I think about Instagram. We should be uploading Instagram. Now I'm going to call them Shorts. Instagram stories throughout the day. Right? Is it a different concept for Shorts?
So, what I want to say, okay, this is the part where I'm like, ugh, just because, just of capacity. So if you are able to create at least 2 to 3 shorts per day, that right there is going to help you to really grow quicker, especially if you don't have an audience on any other platform. Now, people who have audiences on Instagram and TikTok, I've seen them come over to shorts, and maybe it's because they're repurposing their content, also maybe because they just already know how to entertain and how to do the thing. They already have a strategy. They kind of can get away with like blowing up faster with uploading less on
Ah,
YouTube Shorts. That's been interesting to see. But if you're just brand new, get ready. You want to be recording as much content as possible and posting it at least 2 to 3 times a day. And there was one guy that I saw who is like huge right now. He's like some kind of magician or something like that. So
uh-huh.
he has very entertaining content. He is posting up to 8 times a day on YouTube
Okay.
Shorts.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. To me, it feels a little bit more like TikTok then versus Instagram stories. Meaning, and by that I mean with Instagram stories, we're accustomed to people showing us some boring stuff behind the scenes so we can get to know you. Whereas on TikTok, it really needs to be pretty niched, pretty valuable, like stop the scroll. Whoa, I need to share this with some people. And also on TikTok, people are posting a couple times a day, but they're not like documenting behind the scenes.
No. Some of them are, but it's like, it's not really the whole what they're trying to do literally is like get as many eyeballs as possible. So whatever content is bringing as many eyeballs as possible to YouTube Shorts,
Okay.
they are going to push, they're going to show that to you. And then if you keep scrolling, you keep watching the shorts, what I've noticed is that people with like barely any followers, like, or subscribers, I should say, they will start to come up, but it's like you have to get through the really popular,
Big ones.
the really big ones to get to the smaller ones. So that I've liked that because I'm like, okay, that's how I've noticed like some newer creators. But then, sometimes a lot of them, they won't be posting regularly. Like they won't post as many, a bunch of shorts for me
Yeah.
to like really follow and like binge on. So I see why if you do create more videos, especially each and every single day, why YouTube is going to push your channel because YouTube's whole goal is to keep you on the platform as long as possible.
And then you have a greater chance of visibility, but they still, if I'm hearing you correctly, they still have to come with a lot of value, in order to, because the more likes, the more comments, the more engagement you get on each one of these, the higher it's going to rank in that For You page. That's what we'll call it. I'm sure that's not what they're calling it. But it seems to me, when I first started talking today, I just assumed, I hadn't thought about it really, that YouTube Shorts were very much like Instagram Stories, but now that I'm hearing everything that you're telling me, they seem much more like a TikTok strategy or even Reels.
Yeah, they're closer to like Reels, and they're really trying to compete with Reels and TikTok because
Okay.
TikTok has over 1 billion monthly users now. I mean, like that's crazy
Their
for a short
algorithm is
form video.
so good. So good.
Exactly.
The comment section, why can't people be that funny on every platform? Whenever I find a good video, I go straight to the comments because 'cause I'm like, all the c like, people, everyone's a comedian. They're so good. So let's talk about shorts, though. How can I use a short for the strategy or with the intention of growing my channel? How do I actually grow my channel with a short?
Okay, so that's good. That's a twofold question. So really, what it is that what I've seen anyway is that like it's like you want to do one or the other. Like you want to do either shorts or you want to do long form. It's
Okay,
not easy to do both and expect the same results.
I see.
Now, you know what I mean? So, for example, you could have a short and maybe you're getting an average of like tens of thousands of views, like 50,000, 100,000, whatever, something like that. But then when you post your long form content, you post like a regular YouTube video, you're probably only going to get like maybe like 3,000 views compared to like 50,000. You might kind of get discouraged and be like, oh man, like no one's really watching my long form content. But
Mhm.
it's because like that's a different audience. A lot of the times that's a different audience. The people who are coming to you from YouTube shorts, they don't see the rest of your channel unless they click through a bunch of times. And that's where it's kind of clunky as well with the app. Like you have to click through just to get to the person's full channel. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, is there a way to create a call to action on your shorts that sends people to subscribe to your channel?
So the best thing you can do is just like add text. You can add text and be like, "Hey, subscribe to my channel if you like this," or you can post it in the caption. You can say something like what you can discuss whatever you're talking about in the short, and then underneath that, of course, have your call to action. But then people have to read it. So it's like
Yeah.
what I've been seeing is that there's so
So
much.
there is no button currently, if I'm watching a short, there's no button that allows me to go directly to your, channel?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Now I gotta, not that I'm don't believe you, but, like, that are you kidding me, YouTube? Why would
So
they do
it'll
that?
go directly to your channel, but it'll bring you directly to the shorts on your channel. It won't just bring you to like the videos. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know how to do that, so okay, and so then okay, so then what I have it takes me to the shorts, and then
Mhm.
I have to
I
know as a
see
user to
a bunch
scroll
of
up to the
shorts.
top and click
Mhm. Click
the,
on their username. It's a bunch of clicks, and we know with marketing, like you lose people every click. So
mhm.
there's room to.
Can you subscribe to their short while you're watching their short?
So right here, I can
Oh, I see, I can
subscribe
s
to her.
but
Yeah.
that's not subscribing me to their channel, that's subscribing me to their shorts?
No, it's subscribing you to their channel. It is subscribing you to their channel. But think about it. If you're just watching someone's short and you're coming to them from their short and then you subscribe like just from a short, you may or may not be pushed their long form content. That's
I
where it
see.
gets a little funny.
Okay. Well, I'm happy though to know that you actually can subscribe to the channel from watching the short,
You can,
correct?
you can,
Yes, okay.
you
Okay,
can.
so then that alone is reason to create short content.
Yeah, so a lot of people have said that they actually a lot of creators, but again, a lot of them have been creating specifically shorts, like just shorts. It's like just a shorts
Mm.
only channel, or they've created long form content in the past, but they started to create shorts. They saw how easy and simple and fast shorts was. They created more and more shorts, and now their channel is like all shorts. So I've been clicking on
Oh,
people, like I'll go to the creators that I see and I'll go to, their earliest upload, and I'll see long form content. And then I'll click their newest and I'll scroll, 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 and all I'm seeing is shorts. And I'm
that's
guessing,
interesting.
that they've shifted their strategy. But I mean, listen, if that's the way to grow, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to stop you. There was some guy that I saw, he was selling a handbook. I'm not even going to say the name of the handbook because it's a little scandalous, but he makes like funny, scandalous, kind of like raunchy content. And then he created a handbook that he was selling. He actually was selling this on his short, but his strategy was to use the community tab, which is what I think you also need to do if you're going to create a shorts only channel, is not to only upload shorts, but to utilize the community tab so you can actually engage with your community. You know what I mean? Do polls, ask questions, give them updates on what you're doing in your life. And if you're selling something like this guy was. So he was selling his new handbook, and I went to his Amazon. I clicked on the Amazon link or whatever, but I don't know, he only had 4 views and he had millions of shorts views, but he only had 4
Wow.
views on the handbook. So I was kind of like, you know, it, who are we attracting?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Can you place a clickable link in the caption for your short?
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. Not yet.
Okay. You
Not
think it's
yet.
coming?
I think a lot of things are coming, especially with like as far as like monetization, because people are like asking for it. But quote me if I'm wrong. By the time this comes out, it could be different. But no,
As
not
always.
yet. Not yet.
Okay, and do you think that this is going to change the YouTube platform?
No. I
You don't?
don't I don't think it's gonna change all in all. Just because YouTube has said that they want to make this like YouTube Shorts is its own entity. Like they want to make it its own thing. Although it's still integrated into the platform. So I feel like behind the scenes at YouTube headquarters, they are working something out, but they want to have the core content, which is obviously like searchable. YouTube is the second largest search engine like in the world. And I just think they're obviously gonna keep that. That content is gonna live, but shorts is like their new baby. I think that it's like a refresh. It's bringing in, I think, also a new audience, like we were talking about earlier. People who have been kind of like put off from creating a YouTube video because they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not Peter McKinnon and I'm not a videographer, or I just don't have time to do this long form content.
For
Um,
me, it was like, I just don't have time to turn my camera. Do you know what I mean? Like, I film everything like this, and it's just like, now I gotta do that, say that again, but turn it this way. You know what I mean? It's just like, I gotta choose my battles, and so I obviously put interviews like this up on YouTube, but I don't do as and occasionally I'll sit down and do a long form video. I probably need to do that more often, but it's all about like, okay, now I gotta get into hair and makeup, and now I gotta, you know what I mean?
that's why I'm saying,
It's
where's
the
the
whole thing.
focus? Where's the
Yes.
focus?
Yeah. Okay, so can we advertise yet with YouTube Shorts?
We can't, but
Did you
I
say
think
can or cannot?
we cannot. We can't like
Okay.
run ads, but I think that what they're doing is right now they're rolling out ads, and even how Instagram has shoppable
I forget what the
in-app
word is.
shopping. They're kind of
Yep.
rolling that out as well. But it's not
Okay.
available for everyone yet, so maybe I'm just not special enough to see that on my account, but they are kind of testing out different ad formats with YouTube Shorts right now.
I assume that, like with any social media content, the goal is to get people to engage with your short.
For sure.
So, is it better to have a shorter short? Because you said we can film up to a minute.
Mhm.
So, do you know what it is performing best based on what you're seeing?
I think I think you should keep them around 15 seconds or under. I think in order to get like the most engagement, whenever I post a short that's like 15 seconds, it'll say like, oh my, on my analytics, it'll say that I got like 105% like engagement rate. And I'm like, well, duh, it's, you know, but it's like literally with every extra minute of content that you put out on any platform, it's going to be a drop in engagement. So I would just say try to
So
keep
true.
it 15 seconds or under.
Okay.
Unless you're doing like a demo, I've seen a lot of really, really cool YouTube shorts where they'll be doing a cooking demo, or there's a slime channel where they're like making slime, and you actually want to sit there and watch this woman make this slime for a whole minute. Like it's very interesting. So things like that. If you're doing a demo, but for me, I'm gonna be talking. You don't have to see my face on your screen for 60 seconds. I don't create that kind of content.
Okay, and what if I am doing, like, a demo or I'm teaching something? Like, yesterday, I did a Instagram bio review, and as short as I tried to edit it down, and I did, like, I took out every breath that I took, so it's just like, you know, as concise as I could keep it, I could still only get it down to a minute 30. So, with that piece of content, would you recommend that I do put on the screen, like, part 1 and click for part 2?
I was gonna say that. I was actually gonna say break it up. Also, because if you post like 2 to 3 shorts a day, like that's a best practice if you want to grow fast. So you can take that 1 60-second piece of content, and I think 15 seconds divided by 60 is 4. So you can get at least four, 4 different YouTube
Yeah,
shorts out of like 1 60-second piece of content. If you want
yeah,
to do, if it makes sense, like it just has to make sense for you and your brand, for you,
absolutely.
for what you do, yeah, that would make sense.
Well, I assume that most people are going to be creating their content outside of the app, like, for example, using InShot or some other external editing program, Video Leap, etcetera, or frankly, using another one of the platform's editing capabilities like, YouTube's Reels or, TikTok. However, you have the ability to create in much the same way on the YouTube platform. Do they have music? Can I add fonts and filters? And what are and how easy is it to use?
Yes, you can do all of that actually. It's really similar. It's like honestly, if you know how to create a reel or a TikTok, you can hop on Instagram, YouTube Shorts and create a YouTube short fairly easily. Like you'll just log in, you hit the little plus button, you can go to create a short like right from your app, the YouTube app. And on the right-hand side, they'll have it to where you can add filters, you can add your text, you can add what is it? Your descriptions, you can add music and all that, and it's very similar, like how you add music at the top of the screen, like how you can click add audio. It's very similar to other platforms. So they've kept it, very easy for us to use that way.
Interesting,
However,
interesting.
it's still a little clunky. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
It's not,
okay.
it doesn't feel as
Like, can
like,
I adjust the timing of when the font pops up and all of those things?
yeah, you can do that. They do
Okay,
have
and
that
I
option.
can, like, clip my video? I can clip the whatever you call it, edit the clip, I should say.
You can edit the clip. You can edit
Okay.
the clip. I would edit it outside of the app, but you can
Okay,
definitely
so
edit the
you're
clip.
you're, like, not even bothering with doing any of this in YouTube, just, like, edit it and then upload it.
Yeah, and honestly, from all the
Yeah,
shorts that I've watched, it seems like that's what people are doing. And
same.
honestly, Shalene, like I don't know if it's probably just because this is YouTube now, but a lot of people are clearly creating content with a DSLR camera, and they are just formatting it to fit into like I guess it's 9 by 16. They're
Yeah, yeah,
formatting it or
yeah.
they're getting it made off of Fiverr or something like that. But
Okay, well, this is very interesting. I have to tell you, I'm kind of excited about it because I think it's going to, first of all, it's going to give people additional exposure. And I'm all about sharing strategies that allow people to create one piece of content and then let it drizzle down over all the other platforms.
mhm.
So the more that we can repurpose content, I'm all for that. And for many people, like we said, long form video just isn't their thing. And I think so many YouTubers, um, are burning out the traditional long form YouTubers. You see so many of them, like, leaving the platform because they feel as though if they aren't creating incredible vlog style content and producing one a week, that why bother? And so I think that it's good to see that YouTube is giving creators an option that isn't so time intensive and also really takes into account that our attention span is so short today.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. I've
So,
actually
there's something for everybody.
it is.
And those shorts, again, they do not disappear, but is there any way to organize them? Like, where you could say, you know, "These are my shorts on marketing. This is the shorts on lifestyle." Anything like that?
Yeah, you can put them into a playlist. So at least they
Ah,
allow you to organize them into a playlist on your channel. And even if you did say, you know what, I don't care about the growth part, I just want to have the shorts and create my long form content, you can just add the shorts shelf. They call it the shorts shelf to your actual your main channel page. So when you go to customize your channel, you can add it to where people can see your shorts when they come to your channel. As
very
like
cool.
it kind of looks like the same way as the playlist, like that horizontal. So yeah, they're creating ways to like integrate both, but keep them separate at the same time. It's interesting that
Yeah,
they're doing
it'll
that.
be interesting to see how this unfolds. Don't you just wish you could be a little mouse in the corner at their meetings talking about these things? Well, Jaleesa, you've just been a wealth of information. I love hearing from you and learning about this stuff. Where can people connect with you if they're interested in working with you or learning more?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me, Chalene. This was so fun. There's so much more about YouTube Shorts. It's coming out, so just pay attention. And just
Yeah,
my advice is to just get on it,
right,
start creating, like why not? What have you got to lose,
right,
honestly?
right.
So you can connect with me on Instagram, Jelisa Smith Coaching, or obviously on YouTube at Jelisa Smith. Just search Jelisa Smith, regular, boring old way to smell Smith. And you can find me in my channel. And also, I do have a free YouTube guide. So we have a free YouTube guide. It's a free masterclass
Awesome.
for you guys. You can go to startyourYTchannel.com/sign up for that.
So they go to startyourYTchannel.com, and that's you can sign up for it? Well,
Yeah,
wonderful.
slash sign up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
You got it.